Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about the kingdoms Plantae, Animalia, and Virus, Viroids, and Lichens. In the five kingdom classification by Whitaker, already we have studied about Monera, Protista, and fungi kingdoms. Today we will study about these two, Plantae and Animalia kingdoms, and also about virus and viroids. First of all, let us start with kingdom Plantae. Kingdom Plantae includes eukaryotic chlorophyll containing organisms, commonly known as plants. Eukaryotes, what are eukaryotes? You know, they have a well-defined nucleus with nuclear membrane and membrane-bound cell organelles. They have chlorophyll. So, the kingdom Plantae, it includes all eukaryotic chlorophyll containing organisms called plants. All plants come under Plantae. And then most of the plants are autotrophs. They can prepare their own food. But some are partially heterotrophic. Partially heterotrophic organisms are insectivorous plants. These insectivorous plants, they can prepare their food, but at the same time they depend on some other insects for their nitrogen requirement. Examples for insectivorous plants are bladderwort and Venus flytrap, and one more, pitcher plant. And then parasites, some are parasites. Example for parasitic plants are cuscuta. Cuscuta is a plant, but it is a parasite. And then the plant cell contains chloroplast and also cell wall made up of cellulose. Plantae includes, kingdom Plantae includes algae. Algae are also known as Thallophyta. Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. This life cycle of plants has two distinct phases. They are diploid sporophytic phase and haploid gametophytic phase. And these two phases, they alternate with each other. And then the length of the haploid and diploid phases are vary from one plants to another plants. But whether they are free living or they depend, these phases whether they are free living or dependent on others also vary. And then this phenomenon is called alternation of generation. First diploid sporophytic, and after that in their life cycle they undergo haploid gametophytic phase, and from haploid gametophytic phase again they will go to diploid sporophytic phase. And then so this is called alternation of generation. The period of length of the haploid and diploid phases vary from one species to another species. Next, shall we move on to another kingdom, that is Animalia. Animalia are heterotrophic eukaryotes. Heterotrophs, they cannot prepare their own food, but they depend on plants or any other organisms for their food. And then they are eukaryotes. You know what are eukaryotes? And then they are multicellular and they lack cell wall. In animal cells, they lack cell wall and they depend on plants for food. And then in their body, digestion of the food takes place inside the body cavity, and then the food, extra food nutrients are reserved in the form of glycogen or fat. The mode of nutrition is called holozoic here. And then there is definite growth pattern and they attain a definite structure. And then sensory and neuromotor mechanisms are well developed in the animal and the organisms that come under Animalia, and they are capable of locomotion. They can move from one place to another place. These are the characteristic features of kingdom Animalia. And then in lesson 3rd and 4, we will study in detail about kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia respectively. And then next we will see the characteristic features of viruses. In the Whitaker's 5 kingdom classification, there is no place for viruses because he could not place viruses either in plants or in animals or in any other organisms because they are not truly living. They are not living organisms, not truly living organisms. When they are present inside the body of any living organisms, they act as living organisms, and when they are outside, they are just like inert crystalline structures. Once they infect a cell, they replicate inside, they increase in number inside the cells, and finally they kill the host. And then virus means poisonous fluid. This poisonous fluid, this name was given by one scientist, Pasteur. And then another scientist, Ivanovsky, and he demonstrated that he discovered a causative organism of mosaic disease of tobacco is smaller than bacteria. He found out that one causative organism of mosaic disease, a disease in tobacco plant, is called mosaic. That mosaic disease causative organism was smaller than bacteria, he found out, because that causative organism, microorganism, passed through bacteria proof filters. Bacteria cannot pass through that filters, but these microorganisms that cause mosaic disease in tobacco can pass through. This was discovered by Ivanovsky. And then another scientist, M.W. Beijerinck, he found out that extract of the infected plants of tobacco could cause infection in healthy plants, and he called this fluid as Contagium vivum fluidum. So Beijerinck, one scientist, he discovered and he showed that extract of the infected plants of tobacco. He took one tobacco plant, infected tobacco plant, and he took the extract, and this extract causes the infection in another healthy plants. So he called that fluid as Contagium vivum fluidum. Contagium means infectious, vivum living, fluidum fluid. So Contagium vivum fluidum. Another scientist, W.M. Stanley, he demonstrated that viruses could be crystallized, and those crystals consist of proteins. He found out that viruses can be crystallized and that crystals contain proteins. And then he found out that viruses are obligate parasites. All the viruses are parasites only. And then in addition to the viruses, they contain protein. They contain a protein coat, and then inside the protein coat, nucleic acid, either RNA or DNA will be there in viruses. So in addition to proteins, viruses contain genetic material, RNA or DNA. A virus is a nucleoprotein. Nucleic acid, that is RNA or DNA is there, and then it has protein coat. And the genetic material is infectious, that RNA or DNA present inside the virus is infectious. It can cause infection in plants as well as in animals. Viruses that infect plants, they have single-stranded RNA. So the viruses that infect plants, they have single-stranded RNA. Viruses that infect animals, they have single-stranded or double-stranded RNA or DNA. And what are bacteriophages? Bacteriophages are viruses that infect bacteria. These bacteriophages are double-stranded DNA. Okay, so the viruses that infect animals are single or double-stranded RNA or DNA, and bacteriophages, they have double-stranded DNA. What are bacteriophages? Viruses. Bacteriophages are viruses that infect bacteria. And the viruses, they have one protein coat, and that protein coat is known as capsid. The protein coat is known as capsid, and the units of this coat, the capsid is made up of so many units called capsomeres. And then the protein coat protects the inner nucleic acid, either RNA or DNA. And then these capsomeres are arranged in helical or polyhedral geometric forms. The diseases like mumps, smallpox, herpes, influenza, and AIDS are caused by viruses. In plants, they cause some diseases, and also there are the symptoms. They show symptoms. In plants, the symptoms can be mosaic formation, and also leaf curling or leaf rolling, and the yellowing of leaves, and vein clearing, dwarfing, and then stunted growth. These are all the symptoms shown in virus infected plants. So we studied about virus, and then there are one more organisms. There are viroids. Viroids were discovered in the, look at page number 26 in your NCERT book. I will show you the diagram of bacteriophage and tobacco mosaic virus. This is the diagram of the tobacco mosaic virus, and this is the image of bacteriophage. You see RNA, this inner nucleic acid, and it is covered with protein coat, that is capsid, and then one units of these capsids are called capsomeres, and this is bacteriophage. What is bacteriophage? Bacteria, this virus that infects bacteria. Now, viroids. These viroids were first discovered in the year 1971 by a scientist, Diner, and then he found out these viroids were smaller than virus. They were smaller than virus, and they caused potato spindle tuber disease. And then only RNA is there in viroids, no protein coat. That is why the name viroids. And then the RNA of the viroid was of low molecular weight. So often they ask in board exam, they ask about viroids. And then viroids were discovered by T.O. Diner in the year 1971, and then these viroids were smaller than virus, and they caused potato spindle tuber disease, and it has no protein coat, only free RNA is there, and then RNA of the viroid was of low molecular weight. So we studied about virus and then viroids, and one more organisms, there are lichens. Already you know about lichens. These lichens are symbiotic associations between algae and fungi. Algae and fungi are together known as lichens, and always they live together. And then this so in lichens, algae is also there and fungi is also there. This algal component is known as phycobiont, and it is an autotroph. And then fungal component is known as mycobiont, and it is a heterotrophic it is a heterotroph. And then the algal component, it prepared food for the fungi, and then fungi, it provides shelter and absorb nutrients and water for the algae. These two, that lichens are pollution indicator. They are very good pollution indicator because they do not grow in polluted area. If we see these lichens anywhere, then we can think that this area is pollution free because they do not grow in polluted areas. With this, we have completed lesson number 2. Thank you, students.